oxygen rich air, but it's not like we can really decide like I will be taking oxygen rich air. Okay, now. So we simply say that inhalation is the process of taking in air. So while we are doing this
Yes.
exercise, look basically how inhalation happens. Now there will be muscles attached onto the ribs. By the way, this diagram that I have drawn, it resembles a rib cage. Just for the purpose of understanding, think that this is the rib cage, right?
Yes,
There's
sir.
a cage-like bone that surrounds the that covers the chest cavity. That is also called as thoracic cavity.
Protect the lungs.
That protects the lungs
Pro-
and the heart.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
correct. So look here, and also as we already know, like there's a tissue just beneath this, just beneath the lungs or above the abdomen. You have a tissue that is called as diaphragm. So this
Yes,
much
sir.
you need to know before we understand about the concepts. So let's get to the concept. So during the inhalation, what will happen? The muscles that are attached to the rib cage. See, these are different sets of muscles, let's say, attached onto the um, ribs here. So they will be contracting, right? So contraction of muscles will do what? It will pull out the ribs. The ribs will expand. Just try to feel it. Like when you inhale, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. So we see that the rib cage expands now. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Why is it so? Because the muscles pulls the rib cage. Are you getting it? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So the muscles contracts in order to pull the or to pull out the ribs. Okay. So this results in what? What will happen due to this Tasin? The chest cavity will expand now.
Yes, sir.
The chest cavity will expand. So due to this, the chest cavity expands. So thereby we can inhale more air. Hope hope it is clear.
So there
Now,
is the
what
chest
is the
cavity in our
this is the chest cavity. Basically, this thoracic cavity you are saying
the
no.
whole
The
rib
whole
cage,
upper
lungs, and all the chest cavity.
exactly like inside this rib cage you are having lungs, hearts, etc. So that basically forms the cavity over here. Like cavity is what? Emptiness now. Cavity, like you have cavity in teeth. So doctors say you have got a hole in the teeth. So look, if I were to remove the lungs or hearts, so this space will be hollow now. There will be nothing inside the in the rib
Yes,
cage.
sir.
So that is basically cavity.
Yes.
So in that sense, try to understand it. Like when I will be inhaling air, the muscles will be contracting the rib cage. Hence, the cavity will increase. It will expand. So thereby,
No,
more air
but the
can be taken
cavity
in.
means a hole, then why is it? Sir, if cavity means a hole, then
Uh-huh.
why is it called chest cavity? Because it doesn't have it has holes, but it
Mhm.
things like the organs are contained in them.
Look, basically, try to understand it in that manner. No? Like you are holding something in your hand, okay, and you can stretch it. Yeah. So suppose
Okay.
like you can fill this up to the brim. Up to here, you can fill it with let's say soup. Yeah, and say that this material is such that if I were to expand it, its capacity will increase. So thereby, I will say the cavity is increasing here. So thereby, more soup can be filled in this bowl. Huh. So that's a
If we
basically an
if
example
you
to understand
stretch
it.
it, then we can fill. So,
Fill
sir,
more
if
soup.
you
Mhm.
stretch it more, then you can fill more soup in it.
Huh. Just understand it like this. Like it is basically its size is increasing, so more soup can be filled in this bowl. In the same manner, the cavity is increasing, so thereby more air can be taken in. Also, look, one more thing has to be understood here. Our lungs expands and contracts, right? So while the rib
Yes, sir.
cage expands, no, Tehseen, so thereby lungs also expand. So due to this, lungs
Yes,
will
sir.
also expand. So thereby, it will be filled with more air. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hope this
Yes,
much
sir.
is clear. Now there's a role of this diaphragm also here. So look here. Later on, what will happen? The diaphragm will contract and move downwards. This will move downwards
Yes, sir.
so that there will be more
So,
space created over here, right now,
yes, sir.
right? So thereby, when we are breathing in, when we are inhaling, we see that the abdominal muscles. What are the abdominal muscles? The muscles over the stomach area. It stretches now. Huh? Like
Yes, sir.
if someone were to take a deep breath, so he can feel like his stomach stretches, the muscles of the stomach stretches above the
Yes, sir, because the
stomach above
diaphragm
the,
touches the abdomen.
exactly, the diaphragm has lowered down, it has came
It
down,
touches the abdomen.
exactly. So due to this, the abdominal muscles will also contract. Huh. Quickly revise with me, what are the points we discussed so far in breathing?
Sir, so like when we inhale air, the
Hmm,
diaphragm will touch the abdomen.
hmm,
Then the intercostal muscles will be when they are present in the ribs and diaphragms.
hmm,
They move down and the diaphragm moves down and the ribs move out.
hmm,
Then this process will make space in our chest cavity.
hmm. Correct. Now look here.
And
Mhm. Yeah, continue.
sir, then air flows into the lung through the nose.
Hmm, hmm.
And yeah, that's it.
Now, correct. That much point of is correct. We have discussed that. No, later on, no, what will happen? The volume is also increasing. No,
Exhalation.
no.
Yes,
Still,
sir.
we are in inhalation. One more aspect has to be cleared.
Mhm.
The volume of this cavity, chest cavity, also called as thoracic cavity, it increases now. Yeah. So thereby, one more
How, sir?
important volume means what? Volume basically refers to space anything acquires. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Volume is simply space occupied by an object. So now the space is more here since it has expanded. So understand this thing that,
Mm.
yeah, volume has increased. So volume has increased due to this. You know what will happen? Pressure will decrease. Yeah.
So, sir, if volume increases, pressure
Hmm.
decreases.
Exactly. So there is lesser pressure in the lungs. So thereby we know that air moves from a high pressure to a low pressure region now.
Yes, sir.
Getting it now? So volume is increasing,
Yeah.
thereby pressure is decreasing because both are inversely proportional. If one increases, another decreases. Always remember this thing. So thereby,
Sir, I also have
mhm.
activities in my exam.
Okay, you have activities also. Okay.
Yeah. They are
Okay, do.
like
Mhm.
small activities, but like I have doubt in only one.
Okay, in only one you are having doubt. And what are other doubts? Quickly mention that so can I have idea how much time we are having so that we can quickly finish this and all your topics are covered.
Sir, we are having 30 minutes more.
Yeah, we are having 13 minutes more. What are other doubts other than the breathing?
Sir, I have a doubt in the larynx, trachea, and nasal cavity, bronchi, alveoli, all these organs. I couldn't understand how they work and how they function.
Okay, okay. And
Larynx, nasal cavity,
mm-hmm.
trachea, bronchi, alveoli.
Okay, okay. These are the
Yes, sir.
organs basically associated um
Human
with this
respiratory system.
human respiratory system. Okay, we will come to that also. But let's not break the link so that first let's continue this thing. Okay. Those
Yes,
things
sir.
are very simple, so I will be coming to that also. So here what will happen
Yes, sir.
since there is low pressure inside this lungs because the volume has increased, so
Mhm.
air will be entering in this manner also. right? So due to this also air,
Sir, volume means space.
yeah, volume basically means space. How much space an object is occupying, that is basically volume. Yeah, or basically understand it
Yeah.
this manner, no? Like you are having a 1 liter empty bottle. So how many liter of water you can fill it in it? Obviously 1 liter only. So
Yes,
in
sir.
that
One
manner you
minute. Can
can
you repeat
understand it.
again?
Huh. Say
Can you
that
repeat
you are,
again, sir? Sorry.
sure, sure. Say that you are having a 1 liter bottle. You are, and this
Okay,
is
sir.
empty bottle. Yeah. So I can
Okay.
again refill this bottle with 1 liter of water only. No. Yes,
Yes,
right.
sir.
So the
Yes, sir.
capacity of this bottle is 1 liter. So in another term, I can say that this is the volume of this bottle. Like how much space water can occupy inside this, how much of water can be filled into this. So in that manner also you
Yes,
can
sir.
understand about volume. Or imagine that you are having a cardboard or wooden box, right? And in this you can
Yes.
fill 5 kilogram of soil. So here the 5 kilogram is the what, the volume of this wooden box. In that manner we can understand. Getting it now?
Okay. Yes, sir. Getting it.
Okay. So since the volume is increasing, the pressure is decreasing. So hence low pressure is there in the lungs cavity. Hence air will flow from outside to the inside. Is this much clear?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay
sir.
then. Now let's quickly talk about expiration, or also called as exhalation.
Yes, sir.
So basically we say that in case of inhalation, we were talking about inhalation of air and then filtering out oxygen from it. While in the case of exhalation, we are talking about air that is rich in CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Yeah, they are
Carbon
saying.
dioxide. Yes,
So
sir.
we say the process of
Of
exhaling carbon dioxide.
or sir, we can say also taking out
Mhm.
like giving out air. Sorry.
How we can say in that manner also. Okay, in whatever manner you can
Yeah, but
frame the sentence, it has to mean the same thing. But
yes, sir, but in exam, what will look better? Giving out or exhaling?
process of exhaling out will be more better to write. Okay, so the process
Okay,
of
sir.
exhaling air rich in carbon
In
dioxide.
carbon dioxide.
Okay, that is called as expiration or exhalation. Now, one
Yes,
more
sir.
thing you see here now, like, okay, do this exercise. Take a deep breath and release the air. Take a deep breath and release it. So, like you were inhaling the air, you were inhaling the
Yes,
air.
sir.
So, did we required energy? Like we had to put some effort in order to take the air.
Yes, sir. A little bit.
Little bit. While you were exhaling the air out, where you required to put effort, did we require that much of effort?
No, sir. It felt kind of relaxing.
Exactly. So the thing about inhalation is one more thing you can add here, that it is a active process. Active process is what it simply refers to, a process in which energy is required, or simply say no effort is required, right? Now, while expiration did not require that much of effort, so we say Tehsin, it's a passive process. Okay, less effort is required over here, right? Now
Yes, sir.
come let's understand the mechanism of it. Okay, how the mechanism basically functions. So you
Yes,
first
sir.
tell me, like the air has to be pushed outside from the lungs. So thereby, should the cavity be increasing or decreasing? The lungs cavity,
Should be increasing. No, no, no. Decreasing.
in order to take the sauce out of the bottle, or from the, in order to take the ketchup out, we have to squeeze the packet now. Yeah, so thereby
Yes,
we
sir.
decrease the space in it now. So
Yes,
say
sir.
this is a rib cage like structure, and say this is a diaphragm over here. So in order
Yes, sir.
to exhale the air, the diaphragm will move upwards, right now.
Upwards. It will
Upwards.
touch the lungs.
Not necessarily in that manner, but it will simply move upward in order to reduce the lungs cavity,
Yes, sir.
right? So one thing we get to see, like expiration will happen when the size of the lungs cavity, also called as thoracic cavity, will decrease, right now.
Yes.
Also here, since the size is decreasing now, the
Yes,
size
sir.
of the lungs cavity decreases. So also here what happens, the air pressure inside, what will happen, it will, yes,
It will decrease.
it will decrease, while air pressure outside will increase. Getting it now?
Increase.
Hmm.
So basically, sir, in inhalation, the pressure will increase, and in exhalation, the pressure will decrease.
In the case of inhalation, we are seeing that air pressure was pressure was decreasing here while the volume was increasing. Okay,
Yes, sir. In
but here in the
inhalation,
but here in this case, air pressure
is decreasing.
decreasing. No, sorry, not decreasing now. It will increase over here. Now here we saw this arrow denotes decreasing sign. Okay,
Oh,
Tehsin.
yes, sir.
Huh. So it
Yes,
will
sir.
be increasing actually, right? So now here there is a,
Sir, but it's a passive process, right? How is the pressure increasing?
let's first complete it now. So we will be concluding all the points together. Okay. There's a role of the intercostal
Yes, sir.
muscles here also, right now. Now, what about the
Yes, sir.
what about the muscles over the rib cage? The intercostal muscles, they will relax here,
Yes,
right?
yes, sir.
Now, in like there are
Yes, sir.
two sets of muscles. Intercostal muscles, we get to see like there are two sets of intercostal muscles. One that is above the rib cage, and one that is inside the rib cage. Okay,
Oh,
the
so
ones
it's outside of and inside also.
outside and inside as well. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
first thing we get to know that the external intercostal muscles, they will do what? They will
Sir,
relax.
you. Yes, sir. Sorry. Yeah, I thought you zoomed your screen, but it was mine was zoomed. So
Okay, okay. No, sure. In internal intercostal muscles, they will contract here. They will contract here, right? So look
okay,
here,
so
what
can you
will happen?
explain this?
Sure. Look, the external intercostal muscles that is over the ribcage, right? That will be in relaxed state. Okay. While the muscles that are inside the ribcage, the internal, will contract. So thereby the contraction of the internal coastal muscles will reduce the size of the chest cavity,
Yes, sir.
reduce the size of chest cavity. So
Yes, sir.
thereby
Can I
we
write it down?
sure. Okay. Also, if you can take a screenshot, just quickly take the screenshot because we have to cover
Yes, sir. I
other things
can.
also.
I'm taking in my iPad, sir.
Okay, okay. Hmm. So look here now, Tehsin,
Yes,
basically
sir.
what
I
is
can.
happening. The ribs are now basically being pulled inwards. Like when we exhale the air, we can observe like the ribs are pulled inwards and the size is basically being
Yes, sir.
reduced because the diaphragm is also being pushed upwards, right? So due to this, what
So,
happens, the pressure inside the lungs will increase and hence the air is forced outside.
okay, sir.
So there is
So the diaphragm is pumping the lungs, and then the air just comes out. So that how it increases the pressure.
exactly, exactly. So as compared to the
Okay.
outer environment, the pressure inside the lungs is more, while in the outside it's low pressure. So in this manner, we know air travels from high pressure to low pressure, air is pushed out right outside. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
clear.
Huh. In order to understand these diagrams, okay, let me quickly get a photo of the diagrams, then it will be more clear. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. Thereby, you'll be able to get a better idea of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on for a moment, just. When is your maths exam, by the way? Yeah, Tehseen, when is your maths exam?
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
When is your maths exam, by the way?
It's already done, sir. Science is my last exam. English was first, then it was I think SST, then it was Hindi, then it was maths, then it is science.
Okay, okay. So how
In my
how are you
place, we
studying
have
SST?
holiday at Friday and Saturday.
Acha, acha. Okay. By the way, how are you studying social science?
Social science, yes, it's going well, sir.
Okay, okay. Are you self-studying that or taking classes for that?
No, sir, I'm not taking classes. I am studying by myself.
Okay, okay. Good. In fact, it's a subject that can be done like there's no need for classes.
Yes, sir, I have never taken classes for SST.
In fact, it is not required. If you are good at reading stories and grasping the concepts yourself, it is fine then.
Yes, sir, there is no diagrams required as well.
Exactly. Also, you can refer to, like, if you're having doubts, you can refer to guidebooks also. There are guidebooks of, like, I don't know, like, where you are living, the books are available, these books are available or not. Like books like Uswal, books of Uswal publication, you can refer to those books. Those are some really
No,
good
sir,
books
I don't
that
think
will
it's
help you.
my place. I don't think it's in Kuwait.
Okay, okay. Huh. Okay, have a quick look at this diagram. Look at
Okay,
the
sir.
different parts.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, we get to see the two cavity in our nose, that is basically the nostril, right? And then
Yes,
when
sir.
the cavity continues further, we say you have got the nasal cavity, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Sir, can you explain what is the nasal cavity and
sure,
larynx and all?
sure. Okay.
You're done explaining exhalation.
Yeah, that is covered. Okay.
Okay, sir. So, uh, can you explain me the organs of human respiratory system?
Sure, sure. That is what we're about to discuss. Okay. So first of all, like, you have got the oral cavity. First, start from the very beginning. So first of all, you have got this oral cavity. That is the mouth.
Okay, sir.
So this is the opening via which you are basically taking food, right? While
Yes, sir.
there is a nose above it also. So nose, from you get to see, like, there are two holes in the nose, right? Those are called the
Nostrils.
nostrils. That is the
Yes,
nostrils.
sir.
Now, there are hollow areas between the bones, in between the nose of your nose, in between your nose bones, right?
Yes,
When
sir.
you see the nose bones, there is a hollow area. This hollow area, there's a space, it's an empty space basically, via which we are taking in air. Yeah. So that is
Yes, sir.
basically being referred to as nasal cavity, right? That is
Yes,
basically
sir.
the nasal cavity. Now,
So, so
nasal
the
cavity.
empty,
Mhm.
so the empty space in our inside our nostrils is the nasal cavity.
Exactly, exactly. Okay.
Oh,
And
that's easy.
nostrils.
I thought it was something.
No, no, that is pretty easy. Nostril is basically the two holes. That is basically the opening of the nose, has been called as nostril, where you have got tiny
Yes.
hairs that filters out the dust particles from the air. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
let's continue. Then nasal cavity is further continuing into the pharynx. So what is this pharynx? Also called as throat. So pharynx is no.
Okay, I was confused by.
Acha. No issue, no issue. So this pharynx that you see over here, no. Look over here. This pharynx is
Yes, sir.
nothing, but it is a tube that is basically delivering the air from your mouth and the air from the. Also, there one more thing has to be considered. Like if you are having a um, um, if your nose is blocked, if the nasal cavity is blocked, yeah, sometimes we suffer from cold and
Yes,
cough,
sir.
like I'm suffering right now.
Yes, sir.
So
Common cold.
yeah, so thereby what happens? We breathe from our mouth also. Yeah. So think,
Yes, sir.
see here, the mouth cavity and the nasal cavity, both of them are here being joined here
In the
into the
windpipe.
pharynx, right, in the windpipe.
Oh, pharynx.
Okay, and look over here. There's a food pipe here also. There's a this.
Okay,
See
sir.
if you can notice this or not. See over this over here. This.
Yes,
See
sir.
this yellow particle over here. That is basically a food particle. Okay. So look over here. In our neck region, you are having both the windpipe as well as the food pipe also. Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
in between the windpipe no, and in between the food pipe, you have got a
Yes, sir.
cap-like opening that is called as epiglottis. Yeah. So you
Uh-huh.
might be thinking like we both of the tubes are side to side. Okay, they are side to each other. So sometimes like what happens if accidentally this epiglottis, it's a cap-like structure. If it remains open, accidentally food might enter into the windpipe.
Yes,
Right?
sir. That's how we choke.
Exactly. That's how we choke. Right now. So
Yes.
there's a cap-like structure between the two. It remains closed
So, sir,
basically.
basically, the epiglottis' responsibility is to
Uh,
bring the food in the food pipe and bring the
hmm.
air into the windpipe.
Not bring the air. Basically, it acts like a gate which does not allows the food to pass into the windpipe.
Yes, sir. But when it's closed and like
Mhm.
when it's closed, it's not paying attention. Then we will choke.
Uh-huh. Also, like there's why our parents scold, why the parents is scold to not talk while you are eating, because sometimes while talking this might remain open. Okay. You might see like you are drinking water and at the same time you're trying to speak something. So at that time also you might choke. Okay, now.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Now we were talking about pharynx. So pharynx, I basically
Yes, sir.
said it's a tube that delivers the air from the oral cavity, that is from the mouth, and from the nasal cavity into the trachea. See this structure
Sir,
over
can you
here?
repeat that?
Yeah, I'm saying that this pharynx where the diagram is pointing, this pharynx over here, it is what this much area is pharynx. All right. So pharynx is what? It is a tube that is basically delivering the
Yes,
air
sir.
from the mouth and from the nose, and then later on
So
it gets
pharynx is
connected to the
collecting.
trachea.
Pharynx is collecting the air from the nose and from the mouth, and then when it goes to the trachea.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, now. So this is
Okay. And sir,
uh,
what about the larynx?
yeah, exactly. We will be talking about it as well. By the way, this pharynx is clear, no? It is basically a tube that is bringing in air from mouth and nose, and then later on bringing it to the trachea. Now,
Yes, sir.
in humans and in many other animals, okay, who are having a backbone, so the function of this larynx is now to protect the lower respiratory tract. Okay, so look over
Can you
here.
repeat that, sir?
Yeah,
I
I'm
couldn't
saying that.
understand.
Yeah, sure. Look here. This pharynx, this larynx over here. Now, it is a ring-like muscular tissue over here, right? And it is acting as a passageway for air, food, and liquid. What I just said. It is
Sir,
acting as
the
a.
larynx acts like a. It acts. Its responsibility is to bring air to the windpipe or the trachea.
That is about the
Is
pharynx
it
now.
that?
No, that is about the
Oh,
pharynx.
yes, sir.
Huh. When we
So the
talk about
pharynx, yeah.
larynx,
So,
mhm.
so can you explain what the larynx does? I'm not getting it.
Sure. We are about to discuss that. Okay, now. Hmm. Look, larynx now. There is another name for larynx that is also called as voice box. So larynx is
Oh,
present in the middle of your neck, right? Also called as voice box. So larynx is also a hollow tube. It's a hollow tube like a structure in the middle of your ear that helps you to breathe and also helps you to make sounds. So why am I able to make sound? Why you
oh,
are able to make sound? Because of this larynx over here, right?
larynx. It
Hmm.
is. It has voice present in it.
No, it's not like there's a voice present. Just like how you beat the drum. So is there recorded a voice in the drum? No. When it vibrates, then it is produced. Then the sound is produced. No. So the
Ah, yes,
voice.
sir. Now I'm getting it.
Mhm. So due to the vibration of the larynx, the sound is produced. Hope it is clear now,
Okay, sir.
right?
Yes, sir. So
Oh,
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes when I touch my throat, I feel vibration from in my
oh,
fingers.
exactly. Like you are
Is it?
speaking. Mhm. It is due to the vibration of larynx.
Yes, sir. I
Oh,
can feel it also right now.
yeah, exactly. And then you have the trachea. So trachea is basically the passage that is connecting the throat to the lungs. This region over here, that is the throat, basically pharynx. So pharynx is
Yes, sir.
connected to the lungs by the help of trachea. Okay. And trachea, look at
Okay,
the structure. Yeah.
sir. So, is it trachea like a windpipe?
Exactly. Trachea is the windpipe basically. Okay. And
Yes, sir. Because in my reader, it's the same diagram. It's literally windpipe.
another name for trachea is windpipe. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Second thing is that it is made up of cartilaginous cartilage. It is made up of
Cartilage.
cartilage. So cartilage actually um, prevents the trachea from collapsing, from being crushed, right? So they are ring
So,
like
sir, can you repeat? I couldn't hear you.
yeah, sure. I was saying that cartilage is a tissue that is elastic and that is very strong. So thereby trachea does not collapses or constricts. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is about the trachea. It is the tube that is connecting the throat to the lungs, right?
Okay.
Or also we can say
So
that
the
yeah,
trachea, so the trachea transports the air in the lungs.
hmm, look, one more thing can be seen. Yeah, it is doing that. First, let me complete. Okay, Tess, just wait for a minute. Everything will be clear here. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
trachea here, it is joining the throat to the lungs, or to the lungs, or we can also say that trachea is the same tube that connects the voice box to the bronchi over here. Look over here.
Yes, sir.
The trachea now, when it enters the lungs, it is splits into two parts, right? When it has
Yes,
not
sir.
entered the lungs, till then you call it as trachea. While it has divided over
Yes,
here,
sir.
so we call it right now as bronchi. Okay,
Okay,
bronchi.
sir.
Hope it is clear. So we can say it otherwise also like trachea is the pipe that is connecting the throat to the bronchi.
Yes, sir.
Uh, that is clear now. If there is any doubt, please feel free to ask me.
Sir, my doubt is that
Mhm.
these trachea I'm seeing,
Mhm.
the two, it splits into two and like
Mhm.
joins the lungs. Is
Mhm.
that the bronchi?
Exactly. That is what I'm referring to over here. In the diagram here also you can see like it has split into two parts. One is having the one is the right bronchi and one is the left bronchi. Two of them together
Yes,
are
sir.
called as bronchi, and individual is called as bronchus. Like bronchi is not plural, bronchus is singular. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So individually they are called as bronchus, and together they are called as bronchi. So it is the tube that is
And sir,
present
what's
here
the
at the bottom of the windpipe that connects into each lungs. Yeah,
yes, sir. Sir, what can you explain? What are the arteries and alveoli? Sorry,
sure. Look over here.
alveoli and arterioles.
Alveoli and
Art- arterioles.
uh, will you please
Arteriole.
arterioles? Okay. First
Yes,
of all, first
alveoli and arterioles.
okay. First of all, let's see this in the lungs now. You have got tiny bag-like structures which are filled with air basically. See if you can understand. See,
Yes, sir.
they are bulb. They are bag-like structures like this in the lungs,
Inside the lungs.
inside the lungs, right? So the bronchi, na, it basically ends into the air sac like a structure. These air sac like structures we call them as alveoli. We call them as alveoli. So these are the
Sir,
tiny,
the tiny things I'm seeing is the alveoli.
exactly. So you have the tiny
Can you
air.
explain how what they do? Like, can you explain what the function
Yeah,
is?
sure. Look over here. This alveoli, na, it is rich in blood capillaries. You know about blood capillaries, I hope.
Yes, sir. I
Yeah,
know. I'm learning in the second chapter.
good. So this is the, let's say we have taken one alveoli over here, and they are rich in blood capillaries. These are what they have seen. These are blood capillaries. Now
Yes, sir.
I know that there are oxygen around this alveoli because I have inhaled that from the outside, right? I have
Yes,
taken
sir.
oxygen, and this blood capillary is deficient in oxygen. It is having lesser amount of oxygen gas, while the outside the blood capillary you are having more amount of oxygen gas, right?
Yes, sir.
So there is a pressure difference now. There's
Yes,
a
sir.
pressure difference. So outside this
So there is
Mhm.
oxygen present in the alveoli.
No, I'm saying here now they are present but in very less amount, right now. Okay,
Okay.
it might be from the previous inhalation. Okay, so there is very lesser amount of oxygen for a momentary period of time, while it is surrounded by a good amount of oxygen molecules. So thereby, outside the alveoli, the pressure of oxygen molecules is high, while inside there is less. So due to this, there is a flow of oxygen molecules from outside to the blood capillary. In this manner, the oxygen is received by the alveoli, right? In the same manner, what will happen when the blood will when the same blood capillaries will bring in carbon dioxide rich blood from the body, so thereby what will happen,
Mhm.
it will be now having more carbon dioxide inside this. Now you will see more carbon dioxide gas is there, while outside this there is lesser amount of carbon dioxide gas. So in that manner there will be more pressure of carbon dioxide gas over here, while outside it will be lesser. So there carbon dioxide will be exchanged from the alveoli. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir. Also, I have noticed that the oxygen outside is present more, and
Mhm.
oxygen inside is present less. But in the case of carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide is present more inside and less outside. Is that
Exactly.
what you mean?
Mhm. Yeah. So due to the pressure difference, basically the flow is taking place. Also, as you were asking about the arterioles now, let me quickly cover that doubt of yours also. So, arteriole is what? Like you have got different blood veins in the body. Like you have artery.
Yes, sir. Arteries and veins.
Hmm. So arterioles are now they are very small blood vessels, right?